Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. And I watched this with my girlfriend. I hadn't watched like Cartoon Network shows in a long time. It was basically, for me growing up, it was Dexter and stuff like that, and nothing past that point. So like, I didn't really know much about Flapjack before she got me to watch the show, and boy is it weird. And this is surreal and weird. Like just some of these moments of like, there's random shots of like live action, like grotesque looking shots or grotesque animation. Like in one of the more later episodes, there's this creepy cat and it goes and just like, and it's just like, what the hell am I watching? Or like early in the series, which this is one of the quotes that I knew before I watched this, it cuts to overalls and it's like, overall enthusiasm, overall enthusiasm, overall enthusiasm, and you're just like, what is this? And if I had $1 for every time I said in my head, what the hell is this? I would have plenty of money to retire right now, at the age of 29. This is a weird show. It's a surreal show, and it's very much surreal. Everything about this, and like, I love the aesthetic though of like this briny fishing pirate, just seafaring town, like on a bunch of piers out in the middle of the ocean, and there's like a candy bar, because like the whole entire show is about this young boy named Flapjack, who's voiced by a big, large bearded man named Thurop von Orman, who voices Flapjack, created the show, directed the show, and he's great. He has an imagination, and a crazy imagination, and just this otherworldly kind of sense of humor that really creates a unique experience. And Flapjack is just like, has just like this really shrill little voice, and yeah, he can get annoying, and you can definitely tell this is a character in a kids movie, in a kids TV show. But is this really for kids? Because there's some terrifying stuff in this show. And just grotesque stuff in this show. And that's the thing about so many of these animated shows. It's like, were these really made for kids? And you're sitting there watching like, oh my god, who made this? Thor von Orman. He made this. And then you have Knuckles, who's this pirate captain who doesn't have a ship and honestly has he really accomplished much, and he's a sea cucumber voiced by Brian Doyle Murray, who's great. He's like, Flapjack. And he just has that perfect voice for this role. Knuckles is a jerk, and is extremely unlikable, but somehow you still want to pal around with him. And then you have Bubby, who's this big whale voiced by Roz Ryan, and Bubby's great. Bubby is probably the most enjoyable character for me, and the most relatable, because like, she sees this crazy world, and she's just this whale being like, she cares about Flapjack because he's a little boy and he needs some loving and he needs a mother figure, and she's on that Knuckles all the time for getting her little baby in trouble all the time. And they have an interesting dynamic, and then you have all these weird characters. The guy that runs the candy shop with his wife who's made out of candy, which is really weird and unnerving and creepy a lot of the times. You have Dr. Barber, who's it's time to perform surgery, and it's just so there's so many characters in the show that are just creepy and unnerving, and then you have all these vocal performances that are just so unique and perfect for this weird show that you're watching. And there's some fun moments, like Neptune's in it, it's J.K. Simmons, so that's fun. There's just a strange mix of live action things cut into this animated show that's 2D drawn animation, but then there's claymation sometimes, and it's just a unique, crazy world that, the thing is, up until the very last episode, the show never really progresses anywhere, so it's like, it really depends on what you're looking for. Are you just looking for like a crazy time? This is definitely a show that I couldn't sit and just watch episode after episode after episode, which is probably why it took so long for us to finish 46 episodes, is because like, after like 2 episodes, I'm like, I'm all flapjacked out because it definitely feels like a kid show in the sense that it's just bam, bam, and just the energy coming at you. I'm just like, I can't. But if you're really interested in seeing a really weird, surreal, crazy show that you'll have to talk to somebody about, check out The Misadventures of Flapjack. And it's on Hulu right now. But those are my thoughts on Flapjack. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.